This is where we do chit-chatting. This is where we get those who matter when it comes to sports development. And today, we're talking solely about the Ghana Premier League and how exciting it has become. We are gradually getting to the penultimate stage where the two giants are really trying to make a statement. Currently, the battle is between Hearts and Kotoko. They are all on the same point, but go different. And so many things are happening down there. Today, we'll be looking a bit deeper into what really is happening in the Ghana Premier League. Do you really have issues with officiating? Why is there so many penalties here and there and then missed penalties here and there? What's really happening to the teams? Are we really seeing technical acumen really working on the day? Well, we live to see today. Let me introduce my guest quickly so that we begin this discussion. To my immediate left, I have Cecil Stanley, Teiko. He's a sports journalist and loves swimming a lot and other things. So this time we're not talking about anything water. We're talking about the field. So Cecil, thank you very much for really passing through.
Yeah, good morning to you.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
you've been dodging me.
No, I haven't. I've been going around looking at what GFA has brought up in terms of the juvenile league. So I was looking at Accra East District. Yesterday I happened to be at the Teshi's in Naps Park, where you had Victory Stars playing against Stars FC. In the U13, Victory Stars won by 2-0. In the U17, they won by 3-2. They have excellent young players who are hungry for success. The cameras should always follow these boys, and then we can make more cases when we are talking for the juveniles. Officiating over there was good. If I'm supposed to give, I'll give the referee on that day 70/100.
Wow, interesting.
He had a little bit one.
You giving referee a 70%?
Yeah,
anyway.
He did well. But there were certain lapses that we wouldn't talk, but he will just improve game after game. Yeah, sure.
Then to my extreme left is George Antwi, up and coming sports journalist. This guy is crazy about Chelsea. I don't really understand. They have a very funny coach and. Always when their star players score, a VAR will say it is offside. So, are you getting ready for Manchester City?
We are getting ready.
Are you sure?
We are getting ready.
Are you sure you are a true Chelsea fan? Or
I'm a true Chelsea fan.
An opposition like me. I just don't want.
I started supporting Chelsea.
When you were born.
Okay. I didn't support Chelsea when I was born.
But we'll be talking later. We'll be talking about the build up to the Champions League final. I know a whole lot of things are going on. Whether indeed Chelsea has what it takes, the capa to really win.
We have.
Don't.
We've been there before.
You don't even have the Chelsea 3 jersey. If you don't take it, they'll give you 3-0. So you have to be careful.
We've been there before.
We want to zoom straight to the Ghana Premier League. And match day 26 took place, and it started on Friday. We want to bring you a flashback of what really happened at Techiman, where 11 Wonders were at home and they welcomed Accra to Folk. And history has it that Hearts have been finding it very, very difficult to really go out there for some time now to pick 3 points. And so these 3 points, they call it a very, very vital one. Let's go by kind courtesy of Star Times. Let's get you the flashback of some highlights of what really happened at Techiman. 11 Wonders versus Accra Hearts of Oak. When I come back, I'll find out from Cecil, who really has been following this game very, very well, to really know whether indeed Hearts of Oak are back, whether indeed the real Hearts of Oak are back, whether those good old days where we had the 64 battalion, and that we know that away matches, some teams, players will go and play home, so there's this chemistry. So on our screens, this is some of the highlights here. So Techiman 11 Wonders, and then Accra Hearts of Oak. Let's go and then bring you a flashback. So that is the bus. This is the bus that has made noise, but Olympics now has a bus, so they can't make the noise. Let's bring you some highlights. Let me just keep quiet and then listen to commentary when we come back. Watch it carefully because we'll be looking at the alleged penalty, or whether it's penalty, handball incident, and everything.
The man in the middle there will commence the game for us as Accra Hearts of Oak kick off from right to left as you watch. And the expectations is that the likes of Caleb Amankwa will combine effectively with Mo Alassan, that's Mohamed Alassan, in defense for the Phobians.
Yes, in midfield for 11 Wonders, thick in our first will be Tetenoti alongside Frank Amankwa.
And that will be affected by Radi Ovuka, ever present in the Accra Hearts of Oak lineup. One of the few consistent players we've seen this season, Radi. And now Accra Hearts of Oak come forward. Isaac Mensah cross comes in from Salifu. First attempt at goal by Accra Hearts of Oak.
We see the cross here again. Brilliant cross, and that was Kojobi Jr. with that connection, and goalkeeper Abdullah Ibrahim very good to that ball. We see the connection here from Kojobi Jr. and great goalkeeping.
Good long ball there in the quick turn. Good turn again. He needs the support. He gets the support coming forward now. George Amponsan to the near side. Felix Akolo. Will he get a decent crossing? Tries to go around Fatau. Sends in a shot straight into the waiting arms of goalkeeper Richard Atta.
Well, Wonders had been dominant a little bit in the last 2 minutes, with those interpositional passing in the middle. And they look like if they could control the game in midfield, there they can worry the defense of Hearts of Oak. But of course, it's been, like I said, a didn't dump batter, but Hearts of Oak very, very dangerous anytime they go forward.
Evan Wonders.
Yeah, we see the replay here again, and Mensah nearly surprised. First it was the Chester, and that long shot. But goalkeeper Abdullah Ibrahim.
Corner kick is on. Chance for Accra Hearts of Oak, and it's cleared off the line. Mo Alassan turns and fires in the drive. Doesn't go too far. Picked up by Jonah Ayite. It's Salifu Ibrahim. Big boot for a clearance from Frank Amankwa. That's a mistake there, and Accra Hearts of Oak take advantage. And that man has been probing for a while, especially down that left flank.
And Kojobi Jr. will pounce on that mistake and make it count. We see the replay here again. Kojobi Jr. with the press here, and Tetenote. Look at him. It was a mistake. Could have had that ball or headed it back to goalkeeper Abdullah, but instead went with a Chester.
And Wonders will still probe. Here they go once again. Lovely twisting and turning. 1, 2, 3. The shot is fired on target. Attack to the rescue.
Now look at that move again. It is Michael Osei with that wonderful shot, but goalkeeper Richard Atta had it covered. We see the build up here again, and that shot from Michael Osei, it is on target.
Very lucky. Corner kick is deep. Phobia Shet to clear the lines. A shot on target. Appeals for a penalty. Not given. Game will still continue.
Well, you look at the reaction of referee Adari, and he was just standing there in a good position to notice it. I'm sure we are going to have a great look at that incident. And Tetenote telling referee Adari it hit the hand of a Hearts of Oak defender. Let's see the incident here, Prince. First of all, it was that header from Mo Alassan and Caleb Amankwa together, and now shot. Clearly a penalty. I mean, it hit the hand of Robert Adesowa. It was clear. My word. And Ignacio Joseph was telling the front referee Manolo, to look at it here. I saw it on the Star Times app.
What is Coach Ignatius doing on the Star Times on app? Akolo has space in front of him. Drives on target, too feeble to beat Atta.
Well, of course, not the kind of shot that could beat Richard Atta. You would need a thunderbolt, but referee Adari blows his whistle for the end of the first half here.
Welcome back to the Ohene Ameyao Park here in Techiman, where 11 Wonders are playing against Accra Hearts of Oak. Wonders are playing from left to right and are sporting the predominant white jersey. But it is Captain Rashid behind the ball. That's long and deep. Straight into enemy territory. Rashid Atta to the rescue. Mohamed Al-Hassan is helped on by Caleb. And Alexa Samoa fighting tooth and nail for that. A little shove there, and Samoa still maintains his composure. He wins the ball, sets up the pass. Ball comes back to Alex Asamoah. Opportunity for 11 Wonders. Can they get back into the game? Amos Frimpong, wasted effort.
So this is about the third or fourth time they have wasted free kicks around dangerous position where they could have hurt Hearts of Oak. You look at those free kicks. And look at Amos Frimpong. Referee Abdul Latif Hadari ends the game here at the Hinamaya Park. It's all over. It's 11 Wonders 0. Hearts of Folk 1. Goal scored by Kojo Obiju.
So, highlights there. Now the big talking point. This game happened to be played on a Friday. So the controversy started, the talk started. Cecil, you have been monitoring. One, going into this game, were you expecting Hearts of Folk to have picked all the 3 points?
I never envisaged Accra Hearts of Folk even to get a point from Techiman, because it's been very, very difficult for Accra Hearts of Folk to travel all the way to Techiman to beat a Techiman-based club. They've been to Brekum, they've won against Brekum, Chelsea and all those stuff, but beating 11 Wonders was something I never ever dreamt about. This game was full of uncertainties. Any sports journalist at all who reads the laws of the game, of the new handball rules that are in, will never call this a penalty.
Did the ball touch the hand?
It did, but the player's hand was in a natural position.
You see, this is where the issue comes in. What is natural and unnatural?
The natural position is nobody walks with a hand attached to himself. You walk freely, and your hands. So in football, sometimes when you are within the 18, when a cross is about to make, players rather tend to put their hands behind them. This time there was an attack that was coming, and this was how the hands was. When the ball was played, it hit the hand. But where the referee was standing, he saw it as the hand was in a natural position. They called an ex-referee who stated categorically clear that this is not a handball situation. So referee Adari has been vindicated. If it had been a handball situation and not, we know where the review committee or the ethics committee will take it up, and then or the referee's appointment committee will take it up and then call the referee to book. But when some of the referees were called, he said no, the hands was in a natural position.
So imagine he whistled for a penalty.
Yes, sure.
Won't the dynamics have changed? You sure that they will score?
The dynamics will change, but we should learn. The referees have come under so much scrutiny within the Ghana Premier League.
We saw Coach Ignatius watching the game on an app and telling them that go and check.
I see. Look, if I was supposed to be in the studio with Ignatius, I'll tell him he's a comedian.
Why?
Because one, why is he having the Star Times app? One, we didn't have a VAR.
So if by kindness of those producing it, they've put it on an app, so you can be holding your phone. And
as a coach, instead of you to take clearly or think about what is happening on the field, you are looking on your phone. If something happens, you go back. Whilst the people who are handling the game don't have that app. So the same thing has that. Then the officials of the game must be up and doing. Imagine there is a VAR around. The VAR, he will go and cross-check and come back again and tell you it's not a penalty. Look, we are making so much mountain out of an anthill. And what I'm saying is that we should think and learn. It's the learning culture that is killing most of the sports journalists. We don't learn, and we use passion to follow certain teams and then start hammering the FA. FA is not doing this, FA is not doing that. Think about it yourself. The referee doesn't have an opportunity to even go back and look at the ball and think if it's a penalty or not. You have it because it's an app on your phone whereby you can get a reaction through a replay. If it wasn't through a replay, would somebody tell me there's a penalty? So you feel it is not a penalty, although the ball hits the hand? The ball hits the hand. The hand was in a natural position. The same way the ball can hit somebody's leg and hit the hand, whereby it's not a foul. Okay, because the rules and the dynamics of the game has changed. We don't set the rules. The rules are there for everybody to go and learn. Yes. That is why FIFA made rules for everybody. Footballers, referees, match commissioners, even the coaches. You should know how to talk. This time around, when a coach talks anyhow, you will be fired. You've seen Ghanaian coaches talking anyhow. No, Ignatius was told to step aside, even in certain matches for Techiman 11 Wonders. And when he came back, he knew that these gestures are not what they need. They need the results. It's not about gestures. 11 Wonders outplayed Accra Hearts of Oak totally. That one, nobody will dispute it. Has played 3%, 11 Wonders played 97%. The most important thing to do in football is the 3 points.
George, Hearts of Oak scoring from, I call it an odd position because they didn't work for it. It was a back pass, and then the defender, I don't know what he really wanted to do, whether it was Luka Palansketche, instead of heading the ball, decided that, okay, let me use my chest. So that the wicker comes for it. Unfortunately for him, a certain striker was lurking around who was smarter and then tapping. Surprised that they were able to hold on for 90 minutes.
Obi Junior has been a thorn in the flesh for most of the defenders in the Ghana Premier League. I'm not surprised Accra Hearts of Oak immediate impact in the game. After bringing Sally for Ibrahim, there has been some fluidity in Accra Hearts of Oak their play. But I think 11 Wonders got everything wrong. Poor defending from Tetenote and poor goalkeeping from Ibrahim. I think communication was not properly communicated to the defenders. And Obin Jr. used that advantage to get the first goal. Obin Jr. kept on pressing for the goal. And I think when the opportunity was presented to him, he converted the goal. I'm not taking anything away from. I'm not saying it's a lucky goal, but that's what is needed. That's what is needed in the game. Whatsoever you do for you to get a goal, that's what is there. And at this moment of the Ghana Premier League, you need a goal to stay on top of the Ghana Premier League because you can see how competitive the Ghana Premier League has been. So getting a goal, howsoever you get the goal, that's the most important.
So you don't look at the beauty, whether it was worked or it was given to you on a silver platter. All that you need to do is that you found the back of the net.
Exactly.
That's what you want.
Exactly. And Obin Jr. could have also missed the opportunity, and that would have been just the only opportunity presented to Accra Hearts of Oak. By him being able to get that opportunity in his favor and converting it into a goal, that's a brilliant 3 points for Accra Hearts of Oak. So I think Obi Jr. did the right thing, getting the goal, and it's a poor defending from 11 Wonders, and they paid for it.
Cecil, with this win, has jumped to the summit of the league table for a while. I call it for a while because this week, whatever will happen in March the 27th, we live to see. But we haven't seen Accra Hearts of Oak top the league table in the past 2-3 seasons. So won't this put pressure on Accra Hearts of Oak now?
No, it's not about pressure. When Samuel Boedu took over the realms of Accra Hearts of Oak, he told the teaming supporters, the teaming fans, including management of Accra Hearts of Oak, he's not a messiah to turn the fortunes of the club around. Hearts have seen so many coaches come and go, but the most relevant coach to have stayed on or to have come to keep his backroom staff or to call his own backroom staff means that this is a professional coach who needs to work and make sure he grinds the results. Hearts of Oak has been able to get back-to-back wins in 4 times, that is in a row. It tells you that, look, they are doing something that people are not seeing. It's not about how beautiful you play, it's about getting the results grinded. Hearts traveled all the way to Techiman to beat Ken Faisal. So it tells you that traveling has been a bane and they've been able to cement it. Even the Lions then, that's Inase, Karela's home. Hearts went there and then brought a point home. So it's not about beautiful, it's about how relevant you have to keep the team going and keeping in shape.
Is Hearts of Oak going to be under pressure, looking at where they are and looking at the pace at which they are next rival? They are on the same point but different goals.
I don't believe so because it's been almost 7-8 years now since Accra Hearts of Oak has even headed the summit of the Ghana Premier League. So for them even to be at the top, there's no pressure.
We are left with less than 10 matches.
Yeah, I think
it's
almost eight matches more to go. And most of the matches that Accra Hearts of Oak would play are in Accra. They'll be traveling all the way to Wafa, that's Sogakope. That is one match that everybody should, watch out for because Wafa is actually on the ascendancy.
No, because you are scared. Last time they gave you 5-0. They gave us 5-0. So Hearts of Oak is still...
Hearts of Oak 5-0. Hearts also beat Wafa at the Accra Sports Stadium 4-0. So it's not, but it's about technique. I have seen something good in what Samuel Boedu is doing. Whenever he goes away, he loves to play Caleb Amankwa as a holding midfielder. So in terms of defending, Accra Hearts of Oak has 5 defenders at the rear, and then they distribute the passes. Even a player like Ibrahim Salifu, he is so technical that anytime there is pressure and he takes the ball, they always watch him because he's a speedster too as well, and he has the composure. When he's in the 18, he knows when to compose himself and bury the ball. This is a player added to Accra House of Folk setup, has been able to change the fortunes of Accra House of Folk, and they are moving in a direction that most of the fans are calling. This is the first time Hearts are going to annex the trophy. No, Samuel Boadu said, I'm not looking at it. When it comes, I will embrace it. He is playing in a league. The league is match after match. He doesn't count his chickens before they are hatched. And that is where I see, or he doesn't count his eggs before they are hatched, because you don't see all these things. And how most of the people out there are seeing Accra as a focus. Oh, Omar J League. It's not about Omar J League. It's how technical they are playing. And they attack every game with every assurance of annexing the 3 points.
Okay, we go, and then the next day, their rivals, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. You know, now they've moved to the Obuasi Lenkele Stadium as their home, because the Barbarian Sports Stadium is still under renovation and it will soon be ready for them. So in the past, they were playing at home at Accra Sports Stadium. Now they've gone to Obuasi. So they welcomed Wafa. Kotoko had a penalty, and everybody felt that everything was okay. By the time they said Jack, equalizer came. When they came back from recess, they played, tried, they didn't get it. So Kotoko had to draw. This has put pressure on Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Let's go, bring their flashback. What really happened? Whether indeed the penalty Kotoko had, whether it was soft or it was indeed a real penalty, because from where the goalkeeper was standing and the action, some felt that the referee should have looked at it for the second time, but he went on, and then at the end of the day, they had to share sports 1-1. And one other thing that excited me was the fact that Felix Annan was brought back for some funny reasons. They've allowed him to stay on the bench, and Abalora has been in post for a while now. So he had his first opportunity of really manning the post, but he couldn't save the header that came in, and so they had to share the sports 1-1. Let's go, and then once again, by kindness of Star Times, we have these videos here, so that we look at it thoroughly again and see whether indeed the House of Folk factor is putting pressure on Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And so let's have a feel of it.
Yes, there was. Goalkeeper came out gushing on all cylinders. Kwejo Osei Bonsu. And the replay will give us a clearer picture, but Wiseman Ganser, referee for the afternoon, has pointed to the spot.
So we see the replay here. It was that pass from Jemfi and Andy Kumi. Oh, we saw it had a clear contact. Let's see, look at it again, Prince. Yes.
So here comes Ganiyu. 1, 2, 3. Easy penalty kick.
Well, Kotoko have started well. They have pushed it, and they have an advantage now. You know, it was enough to beat goalkeeper Kwejo Osei Bonsu. We see the replay here again. First of all, it hit the bar, then came off the body of Kwejo.
Change gear into enemy territory now. Imoro with a decent cross, and that was cleared out of defense. Of El Gasenokra. This is Yakubu's pass going through Lawrence Boachi. Chance for Wafa to get themselves back in the game, but no. And for the fans of Accra Great Olympics, they thought that he would have continued his marriage. But Kotoko come forward now. Fabio decided to relax for a while, but he says, I'm okay. So game will continue. We've done the 2 minutes of time added on, and Wafa back in the game. Jude, you did say it. In the right place at the right time. And they would go into the halftime break at least with a smile on their faces.
Look at that cross from Bote, and great jump from Tosuche. Oh, what a header. That cross from Bote, and look at the header from Tosuche, and Felix Nanan completely beaten. Oh,
hero of the moment before they go into the halftime break, Justus Tosuche, ensuring that at least Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum will go into the halftime break with a smile, and they really deserve this goal. As referee Wiseman Ganser says, we've had enough of the first 45. Halftime score: Kumasi Asante Kotoko 1, West Africa.
Because the second half, not too many clear chances. There's a House of Folk factor really putting pressure on Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It's just that Kotoko respected Wafa so much. Last season, they played the same scoreline, 1-1 as Ugakove. Is there something between Kotoko and then Wafa? Is there something?
No. I don't believe that the Prosper Nate Ogum has been able to, change the setup of Wafa. He says the youngsters, when being kicked, they are now physically strong. Wafa sold their lethal striker in the person of Daniel Agbo Lomote to Setif in Algeria. Now, Justice Tosuche, this is a young chap who has taken up the realms and he's doing whatever he's supposed to do. He has scored consecutively 3 matches on the trot. He scored when they played against Brecum Chelsea. He played at home, he scored, and also scored again against Kotoko. Felix Annan did marvelously well, but the header was very, very strong and a powerful header. Habib Mohamed just was wrong. He had it wrong. He was a shade late because the striker was in the air before he jumped, and that was why the striker was able to get that powerful header and then score that particular goal.
So, George, before we check out from the studio, you feel that this particular draw really will hand Kumasi Asante Kotoko?
Definitely to hand Kumasi Asante Kotoko, because they drew against Liberty and you drew against Wafa again. And now looking at the league log, you have 46, Akaso Focus has 46, but looking at goal difference, Akaso Focus has 14, and you Akaso Focus has 18, and Kumasi Asante Kotoko has 14. Kotoko keep scoring, but they can't defend, and that's a big problem for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And if you want to win the league, I think you have to grind results whatsoever. You have to be able to score, you have to be able to defend, and this will put pressure on Kumasi Asante Kotoko because their biggest rival, Castle Folk, is grinding out the result. How does Mario Barreto gather the boys to grind out the result to push Castle Folk for us to get an interesting Premier League?
Well, how time runs fast when the discussions become very, very exciting. Thank you very much for doing the watching. We'll continue with the discussion in our subsequent bulletin. So we'll give you more on the Ghana Premier League in terms of the rest of the matches. Remember, Legon Cities won against Aduana Stars. The Great Olympics once again did the magic. At the last minute, they had their goal, and so things are really changing. And when we get another opportunity, we'll come and talk about the relegation fight. Indeed, those who must go and those who have gone already, and we'll let you know. So thank you very much, Cecil. Thank you very much, George. Thank you for doing the watching. I'm Antwi for the Sampan. The pay you 10 same time tomorrow. Bye for now.